mag-asawang nasangkot sa trahedya. Makichika kay Lars Santiago.
You know, Iya, alam mo, actually, just the other night, we were talking about you in the studio. We were saying, ang tagal na natin hindi nakikita si Iya in real life.
Diba?
Oo.
Well, actually, I was supposed to head back na. Biglang nagka-surge. And then,
Yes.
nagka-COVID ako. And then,
Oo.
wala na. I'm waiting for the memo. I'm waiting for them to send me back to the studio.
So hopefully, maybe after you give birth, after your maternity leave, hopefully we get to see you in the studio.
I'm hoping before that.
Pwede rin naman before.
Kasi,
But we do
once you head
miss
back
seeing
in.
you in the studio. But you're taping already for Mars. On the
yeah,
set,
ever since
right?
last year, June.
Mm-hmm. So paano nagbago yung work schedule mo, yung setup mo? I mean, you still have to go out, but at least you have more time at home because your evenings you get to work from home.
Yeah. So I guess it's still easier because dati when I had Mars and 24 Oras, talagang the whole day ako wala sa bahay. Kasi morning hanggang 24 Oras, talagang wala ako sa bahay. At least ito, well, because I'm still work from home for 24 Oras, you know, at least I get to come home nasa mga 4:30 or 5 o'clock. So at least, you know, by afternoon, I'm home now with the kids.
Nako, baka masipangs sila lalo when it's time for you to go back to the studio.
I know. Actually, I was foreseeing that na nga. But I was actually looking forward to being back in the studio.
For you, Iya, what is the parang biggest challenge having or managing a household with 3 young kids and a baby on the way?
I guess the challenge is just trying to make everything work. There are challenges, but I don't really like to see them as challenges. But it's just a situation that I gotta deal with and get through.
So, in a household with 3 young children, what kind of support system do you need? I mean, do the kids have one person watching them all times, or can they somehow have moments of independence during the day?
Absolutely. Drew and I are all for moments of independence, which is why ayaw namin na may nakatutok sa kanila individually. So what I feel has been happening is as the older one gets older, mas na naging independent at mas napapabayaan. As much as possible, ayaw namin masyadong tutok. Because we also don't want them to depend on someone always having to be there for them, always following them around. We really would prefer na mas kaya nila on their own. And also because in the future, you know, when Drew and I travel, we're not going to always have, you know, help with us. Mm-hmm. So that's why we also want the kids to learn on their own. Yung kailangan talagang tutukan ngayon si Alana.
So do you have a lot of those moments na kayo lang talaga?
Yes, when I can find these moments, I absolutely grab those opportunities. Of course, wag naman yung sobrang like if I feel like okay, wait lang guys, medyo this is really delicado. Like kunwari if I have all 3 of them, and especially right now, and I'm pregnant pa, medyo I might have a hard time if Alana runs one direction, and then Leon runs the other. Parang pipili na lang ako. I choose naman like when I put myself in these kinds of situations. Pero as much as possible, you know, it's yung saktong hirap pero hindi nakakamatay. Yung gano'n.
Napaka-specific ng description na yun, ha? Oo, saktong hirap pero hindi nakamamatay. Okay. Yes. Sige, alam na natin kung anong quote ang kukunin natin from this podcast. Can you imagine yourself, Iya, going back to doing a teleserye with having 3 and then in the future 4 kids?
Maybe not right now, especially with a newborn. But, you know, who knows? Maybe when the bunso is 2 to 3 years old, baka pwede na. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was your last serye? Was it My Korean Jagya?
I think so.
Oh, okay. That was several years ago na, di ba? Pero yung first ever acting job mo was it Click?
Click.
Where you met Drew.
Yes.
Oh. Were you already feeling like an actress by the time you got into Click? Kasi 'di ba you're also a
No,
dancer, a
absolutely
singer.
not.
You were a VJ
Naligaw,
first.
naligaw lang ako dyan sa Click. Parang binigyan lang ako ng pagkakataon and I was just like, you know what? We never know, so let's just try it out. So I did it anyway. And oh my goodness, hirap pa ako sa Tagalog ko noon. Hirap ako sa lahat noon.
Oo. Pero galing mo na magtagalog ngayon, 'di ba?
Really? Mabilis ba na? Or mabilis ko lang kayo na bola?
Either one, it'll work. Okay na 'yon. Among all the things that you did early on in your career, being a VJ and then dancing every weekend on live TV, also singing, and then later on acting, which was the most difficult for you and which came most naturally?
The most difficult? Maybe the hosting?
Really?
You know what? Or maybe the dancing? Maybe the dancing was probably the most difficult.
Pero di ba natural dancer ka naman?
Ewan ko. I don't know. Ang weird din because I feel like maybe naturally I figured out how to dance because of my body coordination as an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Hindi ko din alam, but or maybe tapos I would also say hosting kind of lalo na when I had to, pick up the language. Pero at the same time, it also kind of came naturally to me because I'm also just really, I'm naturally a silly girl, full of energy. The acting. Yung acting yung pinakamahirap. Yun. Yun na yun. For sure na yun. Acting
Yung pag-iyak.
because of the Tagalog and the drama. Yun. Hirap na hirap ako doon.
Well, thank you so much, Iya, for sharing all of this with us. It's so nice to hear all these things, to see you, to get a chance to talk to you and catch up, because it's been a while.
I know. So nice to see you again.
I know. I see you every night on TV, but it's different when we get the opportunity to talk to each other. Iya, thank you so much. What a pleasant surprise.